But today's clean is going to take on a slightly different vibe, a little bit of a different feel, because today I'm in the mood for a big clean. Don't know if this is going to be over a couple of days. Don't know if it's all going to happen at once. We don't know yet. We're just going with it and we're seeing where the day takes us. So let's start in our room and let me show you what we're using to get going. Okay, of course, I've got a couple of bin bags, some little ones for the little bins and obviously a big one to collect everything. I've got my notebook to make notes of any maintenance work that needs doing and stuff I need to get for this particular room. I'll do it for all the other rooms as well. Cleaning wise, I've got obviously the fabric freshener. I love Astonish products. They are vegan friendly and they are not tested on animals. None of the ingredients tested on animals either. So very good product there. I do have a spray bowl and that in there has got this beautiful winter spice concentrated disinfectant stuff. So you literally just a couple of capfuls of that, add some water and bada bing, bada boom, you have got your own spray. We have got Daily Shower and Shine. That's going to be for my windows. I've got these beautiful glowing amber wax melts, obviously for the wax melt burner. I've got the squeegee ready to do the windows because you spray this on lots and lots, squeegee it off, streak-free, shiny windows. I do have a Glade air freshener because I don't think Astonish do like a proper air freshener, just in the air freshener. I'll have to look and see if they do. But for now, I am going to try and clean out my cleaning cupboard. So I'm just going to use up the Glade that I've got. I have several cloths on standby and my feather duster. And then also on standby, so I don't have to keep going up and down the stairs, is the linen basket ready to rock and roll and collect all the dirty linen. So what are we going to be up to? Let me show you around the room. Talk you through what we're going to do. A bit more chatty this clean. I like it. Okay, so obviously this room does need a clean. Your normal Friday type full house clean. I've got the day off, so that's what I do on my day off. But in each of these cupboards is just stuff that needs organising. Under the bed I've got my makeup and jewellery box that just needs clearing out, organising. So that's going to get done. I'm also going to go through the bedding to see if we've got 2 bedding sets, and I'm also going to mark down that this is going to get replaced. So I need to make sure we've got 2 full bedding sets ready to go into next year to either get or, you know what I mean, just prepare myself. Okay, so over here I'm going to go through all our clothes. Obviously I won't be doing Dell's drawer because obviously this is Dell's stuff. I can't declutter his things. They're not mine to throw away. So his drawer will stay as is. If he wants to throw stuff out, he can. I am going to go through the sock drawers because obviously if they're full of holes and falling apart, I can buy them and replace them. No one is precious about their socks. And if I think he's going to be precious about any of his socks or, under things, then I can just check with them before I throw them out. But I'm going to go through those and we are going to get replacement bits for those. In here is just a hot mess of stuff. So I'm going to go through all these because we do have a lot of, let me show you, not that one, picks the wrong t-shirt straight off the bat. Here we go. We have a lot of this business going on. We have a lot of t-shirts that are so old, they are literally becoming threadbare and almost see-through in places, and I don't like that. So I'm going to get rid of all of those. There's another one. And I think even like my tops, they're down there, they're all covered in holes and they're falling apart and they're stained and there's bits we don't wear. So I'm going to go through all of this, clean it out, ready for the new year coming in and all that. I don't want to be taking junk and mess through into the new year. We've also got a bunch of shoes in here that are falling apart and we don't wear them. They'd literally get your feet soaking wet. You're never wearing them. What is the point in keeping them? Get rid. So that, my little lovelies, is my project for the minute. Like I said, I'm planning on doing the whole house. Whether this will come out as one Friday clean video or lots of different videos, and you'll get the Friday clean video as well, I don't quite know. Let's get to it before we run out of daylight and we'll figure it out as we go along.
So instead of actually getting started, what I thought I was going to do is just sort of kneel on the floor and make a nice little list of the things I already know need doing in here. So I'm making a note that we need obviously more pillows, we need more pillow protectors, hopefully the waterproof kind. I really can't see the point of the non-waterproof kind. Like if you spill something, or if you're like me and you drool in your sleep, that's going to go straight through a pillow protector. So you really kind of need the waterproof ones. I do need to get a new waterproof mattress protector and a waterproof duvet protector, although I'm not really sure whether that's going to make us sweat or not at night. I'm guessing though, now the dog's not upstairs and we keep our door locked during the day, so the cat can't get in, the dog can't get in, I don't think we're really going to need a waterproof mattress protector, but I would like a mattress protector that you could take off and launder, although really, is the duvet cover not really like the duvet protector itself? I don't know. I want one anyway, just so I can keep the duvet, not the mattress, the duvet a little bit fresher, a little bit longer. Same with the pillows and the same with the mattress, because they're all quite expensive to replace, whereas the protectors, you can just pop them through the wash and it's not so bad, and it makes everything last a little bit longer, I think. Now, I did already get Dell some new feather pillows, and he already has his pillow protectors on, as you can see. I'm going to take them off and give them a wash today. I don't wash them every time I change the bed linen, which is why ideally I'd like 2 sets of everything, because then when I wash the bed linen I can wash the protectors as well, and that means everything just gets cleaned and freshed every week when we do the bedding. But I didn't yet replace my own, so I still have pillows that are about as thin as a sheet of cardboard. Yeah, I like them that way though. I like to wrap them round my arm, and the way I sleep, I've shown you in some of my other videos, I sleep with my arm sort of underneath my head. Now, some nights, obviously that's a bit more comfortable than other nights, and I need to be able to minutely change my sleeping position depending on how tight my shoulder is or my neck is. And having really super skinny pillows kind of helps that process. I did find when I sleep on bigger pillows, I can kind of get a bit of a neck ache. But lately, I have been sleeping with the prop me up pillow. So at night, when we're putting something on the laptop to watch, I have a pillow that sits on top of all the other pillows. Now, that is just a prop me up pillow, so I can watch something without banging my head on that metal bit of headboard behind me. And I have been sleeping on that. So technically, I've been sleeping on 4 pillows every night lately, which must mean I'm ready for 2 regular-sized pillows. And I'm thinking maybe that if I get the feather ones as well, you can kind of squish them as you sleep. So if I do want a super thin one, I can sort of squish it down so it's nice and thin, or sort of fold it and mush it up so it's bigger. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'll just get a couple of foam pillows, although the foam ones, so I'm hearing, can be bad for your health. I really don't know. I mean, at this stage in the game, everything's bad for you, isn't it? You know? So maybe feather pillows would be the way to go. And certainly then, at least I'll have the same pillow height as Dell, and the bed will look even. So maybe that's what I do. I go with feather pillows and see how I deal with them. You know, if it doesn't work, I'll get the foam ones again, and I can use the feather ones as prop me up pillows. Right, dusting the cobwebs. This is something I don't do enough. I've been laying in bed the last few nights, and the light will just sort of catch these spidey webs that are across the ceiling. Now, they're collecting dust. They're ages old. They are cobwebs and not spider webs, so that's good. We can get rid of them. I also find if you've got cobwebs, they actually hold on to a lot of dust and smell and yuck. So it's actually more beneficial to get rid of them. Obviously, given who we are and the spider keepers we are and that sort of thing, I don't destroy them if they're active spider webs. It's just not something I can do. And I mean, we don't get visited by the cellar spiders that often. They do freak me out when I see them in the bedroom though. But for the most part, a cellar spider will just sort of chill and not move. They very, very rarely move. Like if we go to sleep at night and the cellar spider's in one spot, you'll wake up in the morning and it will still be in that same spot. Whereas the other spiders, they have a tendency to go roaming at night time, and I don't like those. Those ones can be escorted outside. Although if they are a house spider, putting them outside is not very good for them. So if they are a house spider, then they will get moved to a different location, like the outside toilet or the outside shed, something like that. Outside shed. She says confidently like there's an outside shed and an inside shed. Well, I mean, technically, there is an inside shed, isn't there? They're the cupboards. Anyway, the house spiders, they get moved to either the sheds or the outside toilet, as I say, to help keep them, out of the elements. Because they're house spiders for a reason. They're kind of almost domesticated. I mean, you could give them a little name and probably keep them as a little pet. No, all jokes aside, I don't like that. I don't think wild animals should be captive and then, forced to live a life of captivity. It's not good for them. And I don't think we should do it. All our spiders have been bred and raised in captivity. Same for the dog and the cat. Yes, I know. Dog and the cat bred in captivity. Shocker. You do have to justify everything, though, these days, don't you? You have to qualify it and justify it and make sure everybody completely 100% understands your point of view, lest they be offended and cancel you. If I had said, if I hadn't mentioned that the dog and cat were, bred in domesticated situations, there'd be people getting all umpty because I'd taken one from the wild. We don't take things from the wild. It's just not done. Don't do it. It's a bad practice. Obviously, there are sanctuaries out there that look after the poorly and then rehabilitate them to send them back into the wild. That's a whole different kettle of fish. If you've rescued something and it's not able to go back to the wild, that's different. You're kind of saving its life then, aren't you, and helping it out. And I think that's a good thing. But you catch my meaning. Let's get off of the moral justification of everything, shall we? Because everybody knows what you mean. They're choosing not to believe what you mean, I think, half the time. Let's move back to cleaning. Now, this bed is amazing. We used to have beds with the wooden slats across. Now, I'm a slightly plumper human, and honestly, wow, the blooming slats on the bed they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't support me, not for long. They'd slowly, over time, bend the other way, and then they'd pop out of their little supports on either side of the bed, and it was just ridiculous. This one, having that big metal crate underneath, fabulous. I have not got to worry at all about sleeping at night and then going through the bed. It supports completely and is completely comfortable and allows the mattress to get loads of air. On Craig's bed, his old mattress, because of those wooden struts, you could see where over the time, the humidity had got to the wood and it started leaving its pattern on the mattress and started kind of eating into the mattress in some places. It was no. This metal frame, we've not had any problem with it staining anything, eating into anything. Well, not eating into it, but, rubbing a friction hole kind of thing. None of that jazz. It's been really good. The bedding is staying absolutely spotlessly clean. Now the dog don't come up here. And the cat's banned from our room as well. I am finding we're still getting a fair whack of hair up here, though, but the cat and the dog molt everywhere. It is throughout the house. I mean, I don't need to buy a new carpet at this stage. We'll just use dog hair. Could you imagine it? Dog hair carpets. It'd be awful, wouldn't it? Although, I mean, what made them make, sheep wool? There's carpets made out of synthetic fabrics, I get. But most carpets are made out of some form of wool. Like sheep. I don't know, maybe they use alpaca. I have no idea. But what made them decide that was acceptable to use for carpet? Dog hair wasn't. I mean, dog hair's a lot shorter, I suppose, than sheep's wool, so it'd be harder to sort of weave into a pattern, wouldn't it? Mind you, at least we're a long way from sawdust on the floors. That must have been awful when they had sawdust on the floors, mustn't it? Get stuck to your feet and you climb into bed and there'd be bits all over your bedding and you'd, bathe and there'd be bits of sawdust in your bath water. It'd just be everywhere, wouldn't it? It'd get in your food, it'd get in your clothes, it'd be making you itch and scratch. Now, I must admit, on fresh floor shaving day, it would probably smell gorgeous because the wood shavings, when we used to clean the chickens out, the wood shavings used to smell beautiful. I love cleaning the chickens out and having fresh even chicken bedding. That smells so good. There's something about fresh wood. I like that smell. And I love the smell of this room once I got it cleaned. I went to town in here. There was not a surface that did not get dusted and did not get cleaned with that. I can't even remember what scent it was now. But the scent I showed you at the beginning. It smells a little bit like Christmas in here, I must admit now. And I've got my automatic air sprayer going off as well. Now, that only goes during the day. I don't want it spraying away while we're asleep in bed, because obviously you've got to sleep in here and that's actively spraying at you, and you know, see, it's even going off in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but it did. And obviously with that all night, you know, it's going to, you know, wake up maybe with a bit of sore throat, the door's shut, all that jazz. So I turn it off at night, turn it back on in the morning. It's also going to last a lot longer that way. So when we wake up, first thing in the morning, make the bed and then switch on the air sprayer thing and then head on out that door. And yeah, you come to bed at night and the room smells beautiful. I like it. One of the things I'm going to have to get used to, though, is doing things. I hate doing things daily, though. I'm at work all flipping day and then I'm going to have to come home and do, like, household chores. Now, I know that's normal. A lot of people do it. Rah, rah, rah. But I hate it. I honestly hate it. But I would like to not spend 8+ hours on like my 2 days up, like 4 hours one day, 4 hours the next day, cleaning everything because it's spent the whole week getting grufty. But then I think, well, actually, I don't want to do it every day, you know, because realistically, it's going to take me about an hour, 2 hours every day to clean this house. I get home at 4. That's 6 o'clock by the time I'm done. That's too late for me to have dinner. I don't like cleaning after 6 o'clock. Once 6 o'clock comes, I'm finished. I'm done. That's it, you know? I think you should be able to enjoy your evenings. So, I don't know. I do get like 4 days off a week. I can't get 4 days off a week. That means I only work 3 days a week. Sometimes I get 3 days off a week. Sometimes I get 4 days off a week. I only work a 4-day week and our weeks run Thursday to Friday. Like, they start on Friday and they run to Thursday the next week. So I work 4 days in that pattern. So I do get like 3 days off, 4 days off a week, depending on which week it is, which is fantastic. And I think if I was to do a good clean, or at least like a proper clean, each one of those 4 days, then realistically, it would be better. Hang on, 4 days off? Yeah, the weekend, and then Tuesday, Wednesday. But sometimes I only get Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, if I do a good clean on those days off, it should stay relatively on top of it. But then there's so much else to do as well, isn't there? It's just never ending. Like, I mean, at the moment, the garden's off limits. Oh, I am not going out there for no money. I ain't doing it. I'm sorry. Nuh-uh. No way, no how. It can stay looking weedy, overgrown, and just awful until next year. We did try and stay on top of everything, and we've done quite a good job, but as everyone has been complaining, November's been so mild and so wet. To be fair, the grass has gone a little bit wild, and so have the weeds. Now, should I get out there and do a good weed off? Yes, I should, but I'm not going to. Like I say, it can stay the way it is, and then next season come round and I can start again. I'm slowly making the changes in the garden so that come winter, it can just be left to itself and it won't need anything doing to it, and it will just sort of stay as it is until we're ready to get round to next spring again. And I kind of want that for the house as well. I want it so it can stay relatively tidy every day. Now, there's 1 or 2 things I can do every day that aren't gonna, you know, do me in and spend hours cleaning, but that will just help. So on my days off, it can just be a quick whip round and done. So what I can do is I can do the laundry on the daily. That's not so much of a big problem, although it will have to wait till the evening. But once you've popped it in the machine does the rest of it for you. So that's pretty easy. I can do that on the daily. No big worries. Hoovering's... Oh, there's that zhuzh again. Hoovering's a little more tricky on the daily because obviously there's people wandering about all over the place and there's stuff dumped everywhere, and I like to get everything up off the floors and out of the way, and I like people, like when Alyssa's in her room watching telly, she doesn't want me in there hoovering around her, so I wait for her to be out so I can hoover her room. Same with Craig. He's not great because he's talking to his friends, he's playing his Xbox and doing all that stuff. I can't be going in there with the hoover, and, you know, he won't be able to hear his friends or his game or whatever, you know, whatever he's doing. So it's easy when people are out to hoover. Plus, Dell's got some program on Prime downstairs, which means if I hoover around him, he won't be able to hear it. And I know I know what people are going to say. It's only 5 minutes. They can turn their whatever off for 5 minutes while you hoover. And yeah, they can, but I don't know. I don't like to annoy people too much. Sometimes I take great delight in annoying people, to be honest with you, and sometimes I do it without knowing nor caring whether I'm annoying people. Without knowing or caring. Did I say that? I don't know what I said, but that's what I was meant to say. I do it without knowing I'm annoying them or caring. And sometimes I over panic that I'm annoying people and I don't want to disrupt them. And a lot of the times I use not wanting to disrupt my family as an excuse for not doing the things I want to do. I know full well, though, if I was to start over and in the kids' room, they'd be like, although Craig's not so bad. Neither's Alyssa, really. I'm lying just so I don't have to clean their rooms while they're in them. I know a lot of the time I get distracted, and I know a lot of people have said, why don't you make them clean their own rooms? Well, because I've tried that on several occasions. When they were younger, I did try it when they were a lot younger, so obviously they could grow up and get used to the fact that they had to keep their own spaces clean. And, well, it didn't stick. Tried it again when they were a bit older, still didn't stick. Tried it again very recently, it still didn't stick. So while they're under my roof, I am not going to have their rooms looking like an absolute pig pen, and they will get cleaned. I will boot them out of their rooms and send them off downstairs. Alyssa goes out most of the time on her own anyway, so I'll do their rooms then. And then when they move out and they get their own homes, if they want to live in a pig pen, I'm going to allow them to live in a pig pen. It is their house, they're adults, they know how to clean, and they can live however they see fit. I was raised the opposite way. I was raised in a household where mess was not allowed. Oh, good grief. You made a mess, you feared like being taken away by social services. It was a scary thing to have a mess. Things were not allowed left out on the side. They had to be all cleaned away and put away. Yet my room was generally still a tip. It was worse than Alyssa's, and that's saying something. I didn't care. I knew where my stuff was and I could get in and out to my bed. That's all I worried about. Oh, I bothered about nothing else. Then when we started, Mum had this thing. She split the house in two halves. She had the downstairs, me and my sister had the upstairs. And ne'er the twain shall meet kind of thing. And for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, my sister and I, well, we didn't really look after ourselves or our surroundings that well. We had to kind of figure out that, no one was coming to do it for us, which, I mean, is a fair enough thing. But when you haven't got someone on your case 24/7 to keep everything neat and sparkling and clean and spotless, you kind of relax a little bit and then let everything go awry. And that's what me and my sister did. And then after a little while of this relaxing, I'm not bothering doing anything, this, that and the other, we actually realised that being clean was a lot nicer than being scruffy, dirty, horrible little oiks. So we started taking better care of ourselves and it actually became a pleasure. Like I'd come home from work and I'd cook myself like a meat and veg type dinner, new potatoes and things like that. I would launder my own clothes because having clean clothes just felt so amazing. A clean bed linen. And I'd take pride in like showering and taking care of my skin and all that sort of thing. I took great pride in myself. And yeah, I think you have to have that freedom to discover your own levels of cleanliness. And I think that's all really my kids are doing at the moment. They know mum's not going to let them end up in squalor. And maybe when they move out into their own homes, they'll have relaxed enough that they know that they don't have to do it, but it's nicer if they do it. And they'll find their own levels of cleanliness. I mean, at the end of the day, there is a world of difference between clean and tidy. You can have the cleanest home on the planet and it still not be a tidy home. And you can have the most tidiest home on the planet and it actually be quite dirty. There is a world of difference and I don't think people understand that. I've seen these videos on TikTok where it's very apparent that it has been set up for clicks or what they call rage bait. And if you look closely, the rubbish that's everywhere is actually clean. Like there'll be yogurt pots and tin cans, like dog food cans and things like that. If you look closely, they've all been washed out. They're all spotlessly clean and they've just been strewn about the place to look dirty, so it looks filthy. So you click and you type, oh, I won't let my house get in that state, that's disgusting, you've got kids, rah, rah, rah. Now, if it was a case that they were dirty and things like that, then there'd be a problem. But this is actually clean stuff, you know? And I've been back to try and find some of these videos and they're not there anymore. So I wonder if someone else has pointed out the fact that actually the rubbish that is strewn across the place is actually clean and not dirty. I think a lot of people forget that what you're seeing on a lot of these social media platforms is not reality. It's not. You're seeing a tiny window into someone's life. Like, I mean, I don't heavily edit these videos much anymore. If I'm not on the camera, like if I've picked something up and take it downstairs and it's just filming an empty room because I get distracted for 20 minutes downstairs, I'm going to edit that bit out. Of course I am. Let's not be daft. And if there's something that's not appropriate for YouTube or whatever, then I will edit that bit out. Or if it's a bit boring, that sort of thing. You know, there's light editing going on. Of course there is in my videos, but I try and keep it as real can be. Yet a lot of these videos on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you want, they're all highly edited. I mean, I strongly suspect that a lot of these people aren't actually even in their own homes. You know? How do you know? You see maybe a minute-long clip of their lives on some of these platforms, some 20 minutes, and you're thinking, oh, they live there. Do they though? Do they though? Because some of these creators make a lot of money, a lot of money, and to rent a small property, to have it look, I don't know, untidy or scrupulously, immaculately clean, is not exactly a big price to pay for the amount of content that rolls in. Is it, really? You never know if what you're seeing on these platforms is the truth or just the creator's version of the truth, because that's all it is. It is a small glimpse into someone's life. Now, when I first started this channel, and I know when Kerry started hers as well, we wanted to be kind of the different side of these social media platforms. I would love the Instagram ready home. I swing between wanting it and not wanting it, to be honest with you. But secretly, I think I always desired the picture perfect ready home, like the perfect Christmas, Halloween, and all that jazz. I secretly, I do. I want it all. Sometimes I decide I don't want it all. It's too commercial. And then other times, no, I want it all. But what we decided was that we were going to be the difference. You were going to see the real state of decor. You were going to see real mess. You were going to see not made up. And, you know, I don't want to be heavily made up with my hair coiffed. And I don't want to wear the spanking new matching outfit that looks completely beige and grey and monochromatic. And, you know, it looks like it's just out of a catalogue. That wasn't what I wanted for this channel. I mean, like I say, secretly, a little bit deep down, I really want that for my life. And that's what I kind of want to change in my life too. But maybe not to that full extreme. Maybe somewhere between, you know. But like I was saying, at the end of the day, if you're making a load of money like some of these creators are, then you can afford to go to work for, I don't know, 6-8 hours a day, whatever it is you choose to do as content creator. And you get your makeup and your hair done and you wear the beige outfit or the autumnal inspired coloured schemed clothing, and you go into your perfect house that hasn't had a soul living in it. It's a vacant property. It's used for staging your videos. And then you film yourself cleaning this beautifully clean, already immaculate home, or you decorate it for the holidays. Oh, isn't it fun? Tiffin's just going to love this new tree. Ooh! And you decorate it. And then your little Joey's or whoever it is gets 2 Christmases because, well, we have to stage the Christmas here, don't we? And stuff like that. You know, you never know if that's what you're seeing or not. Because, honestly, if I had enough money, I'd love that. Like a staging house where everything's beautiful and clean and the carpet's never walked on unless we're filming in there and that sort of thing. And then we could dress it up for the holidays and, use it as a stage. Like you see the shows, the TV shows like Gilmore Girls or Friends or whatever. Those flats, as far as I'm aware, aren't real. They are like a stage. And they dress that set up to look however they want it to for that season. I would love a house that's just there for that. Like, we could go in. I don't think I'd lie about it. I would tell you. I say I don't think I'd lie about it. I know I wouldn't lie about it. I would tell you all that obviously it's a house for dressing up like a real world dollhouse. Would that not be so spectacular? Like, every time you get a little bit fed up with your ratty tatty lived in house, you could just go to this real world doll's house and dress it up for Easter or Halloween, or you could stage like dinner parties there and that sort of thing, and everyone would come to your house and think, wow, why can't I keep my house this perfect and this clean? It's because we don't live here, my love. We live in a real home, that's just like yours. It's slightly dented and the paint's a little bit peely here and there, and yep, every so often there's that funny odour that you just can't locate, and then it disappears as soon as it came. What is that odour, and has anyone ever been able to find it? Please, answers on a postcard, because I certainly never have been able to figure out what it is or locate it. There's always going to be that summer that the drains back up and stink. You'll wake up one morning and the kitchen will smell like a garbage tip. Because that is just a lived-in house. Drains block, toilets clog, paint chips, clothes and laundry smells. It just is the really real world, especially when you add pets into the situation. Now, if you've ever had a dog, you know them things smell, and cats do too. I mean, I don't know. Everybody knows when you trump, you blame it on the dog, right? Everyone's like, oh, dog farted. If you've ever smelt a dog fart, you'd know that no human has ever passed a smell that bad. And if they had, they're in desperate need of some sort of doctor rather quickly. Because I am sorry, a dog fart and a human fart, you can tell the difference. And no, I don't go around deliberately smelling farts just for fun. You can tell. A dog fart and a cat fart are vile. Baby Nova has a really awful habit. She likes to come over, trump, and then she'll run away. I swear you can hear her giggling as she does it. Actually, talking to Baby Nova and giggling, she's actually picked up this really annoying habit. Have you seen the cats that can talk on social media? There's that one that talks about hello Johnson or whatever it says. And there's the ones that are like hello. Baby Nova, sometimes I swear she talks, or she's trying to talk. She'll meow, but she won't meow properly. She actually sounds like a person going meow. Literally, you hear her and she'll go ow, like a cat, but then sometimes she'll go meow, like a person. Literally like a person, and you're like, huh? You half expect Craig to be in there sort of meowing at her, getting her to talk back to him. He's not there. It's Baby Nova sounding like a person. It's freaky. Really is freaky. We used to have a cat in one of the care homes I worked at. And it'd be out most of the day. It'd come back at night, obviously. We'd feed it on the night shift. And it would walk through the corridors. And I swear to you, this cat used to walk along and it would go, Mum, hello, as it would walk through the corridors. It was the spookiest thing I ever heard when I first started working there. Eventually got used to it, but I swear for the first few nights, the haunting sound of that stupid cat walking through the corridors, Mum, hello, over and over again in that long drawn out Mum, hello. It was horrendous. I mean, it couldn't say hello properly. It was more sort of a hello, with like long drawn out sounds. It was terrifying. The really spooky thing was that it belonged to a long past resident. She'd come into the home, and I think the family had brought her a kitten, or they asked if she could move in with her kitten that she had when she lived in her home. Either which way, the home allowed this lady to have a kitten. Now, the lady had long passed, and the cat, I don't know how old the cat was when I got there, old enough. I mean, this cat was knocking on in years. And it used to wander the halls. I swear it was looking for its mum, calling for the owner. Oh, I don't know. It was chilling. And I swear, if Baby Nova starts wandering around the house at night shouting mum, hello, or even just mum, I'm going to be a little bit freaked out. I mean, it'd be cool. There'll be a video of Baby Nova saying hello, but I will still be freaked out. Notebooks. We're moving on from creepy cats to notebooks now, evidently. I have got a mass of notebooks. I try and organise my life into one notebook, and it just ends up as a brain dump notebook. So I'm just going to rip all the old pages out of all the useless stuff, because that's all it is. It's just brain dump stuff. And I'm going to keep them for when I want to try and reorganise my life again. And then probably maybe just about springtime, I'll go through it all again and I'll throw them all away. I love buying a new notebook, but it's never a new notebook the minute you write in it, and suddenly it has no consequence anymore. It's not a new notebook. You need a new notebook. And a new notebook and pen. A new notebook and pen together. Oh, shiny. Love a new notebook and pen. I wanted to start journaling and diarying and that sort of thing. Journaling and diarying are the same thing. But I wanted to start making a diary. And then I thought, no, what a daft and stupid idea that is. Write down your deepest, darkest thoughts and your secrets and how life's going and what you're thinking and feeling, and leave it all there for some fool to read. I'm sorry, I struggle being in my own brain. You think I need to let everyone else in on it too? I mean, I know I'm letting you guys in on some of my brain, but no. My family need not to sneak into a secret diary, not that they would, but family need not sneak into a secret diary and find, they'd be disturbed by the inner workings of my brain, I tell ya. That even now, my brain is struggling to finish a thought. Can you imagine if I tried to write it down in a diary and then my family tried to read it? Again, they wouldn't. But could you imagine if they did? They'd literally, their brains would just sort of melt out of their ears trying to understand half of what goes on in my brain in a day. It's just a mixture of thoughts bumping into each other randomly. You know the flies that go round and round your lights in the summer? Yeah, they fly around, never in a smooth circles. They always go round in like a jagged hexagonal kind of way. But imagine, I don't know, 20 or 30 of those all flying around your light, and randomly pick, I don't know, half of them to start flying the other direction. Well, that's kind of what goes on in my head. There's about 20 or 30 flies all hexagonally flying around a roundabout. No, not a roundabout, a light. All jagged. They're trying to get to the light bulb moment. They're trying to get to the idea. But no matter how hard they try, it's a bit confusing for them. And then all of a sudden, half the ideas start going in the opposite blooming direction. And they crash into the other ideas that are flying around. And it is just a catastrophic mess of fly ideas in my brain. That is my brain every day. Now, firstly, how would one write that? I barely was able to articulate it, let alone write it. Articulate does mean to speak it, right? Either way, it was hard enough for me to speak it, let alone write it. Could you imagine? I try and write that. I finally get it down on a piece of paper. Someone comes along, oh, I wonder what this book is, picks it up, starts having a read, and pop. Yep, there goes something in the brain, and their brain's melting out their ear roll, trying to understand it all. I mean, I went back through these notebooks, looking through and reading all the stuff, and in all honesty, I got so lost with myself, I got bored, and like I say, I got lost. I had to send in search parties to find myself and pull myself out. That's what I'm doing now. So one of the things I like to do is when I get a little bit lost, a little bit confused, whatever, I will brain dump, which is why I have all the notebooks. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. My life's feeling a bit overwhelming and a bit at the minute. So a good clear out and a good brain dump just helps kind of reset the system, and I'm feeling much perkier. The problem is, though, as I film this voiceover, Saturday is over, Sunday is slowly coming to a close. I spent all Saturday doing this, and I was meant to do the downstairs all Sunday. However, doing upstairs has made me feel so good and cleared that mental clog I had that I don't need to do downstairs now. So downstairs is just going to wait until I can be bothered to do it. I am going to try and get it done. I want to try and get this video all up in one go. Although it's already an hour and 12 minutes long. So maybe I'll do it in two halves. Who knows? I think 2 videos released, that'd be quite a nice thing. You get like an early one video and then another later one video. I still don't know how I'm going to do this. I still don't know whether I'm going to finish downstairs today on the Sunday or whether I'm just going to leave it for another day and then do your 2 videos. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I get there. You'll know, by the time I post this, you'll know whether I'm doing it as 2 separate videos or one nice long video. But I don't know at this present time whether I'm going to leave it long or this short. Either way, this whole house is getting a thorough, good, darn cleaning. I was meant to kind of do this for Vlogoween, and I kind of did do it, but I didn't go as in depth as I'm going this time round. So I'm also making the list this time round that I was supposed to do during Vlogoween of like the storage boxes I need and the picture frames I'm going to need and paint I'm going to need and the curtains I'm going to need and literally everything I'm going to need to get this room or each room to where I want it to be, which this time round is kind of all spangly and pretty and beautiful, and then I'll want to change it again. I do still want to stick with the kind of 90s decor. I mean, I want to go sort of taupe and cream and that, but I want to have like a 90s style to it. It's going to be really hard to mix it all together, I think. Because if I remember the 90s that well, and well, I don't, but it was all about the colour, wasn't it? Like, people had red carpets back then, and it wasn't something to go, red carpet? Ugh. I mean, we even had a pink, like a salmon pink carpet at one point. And I don't know, I kind of really like that. So I don't know how the taupe and beige is going to fit in with the salmon pink garishness of the 90s. I'm not quite sure how to get the two to tally together, but we're going to try. Even thinking back now, like Saved by the Bell and things like that, it was literally just Technicolor everywhere, wasn't it? Christmas was the same. Red, gold, green, and then just throw in every other colour of the rainbow you can think of. Just stick it on in there, it'll go. As long as you've got your base colours, red, gold and green, it counts as Christmas. And then you can just add any old colour you want in there just to make it look a bit more festive. Because it was all about colour. It was all about colour and vibrancy and like living to the extreme. And now it's all about no, nothing can be dirty, nothing can be out of place. It's like, I don't know, it's like 90s kids all went and got themselves a massive dose of OCD. And we've all gone and got majorly clean and no, nothing can be out of place and it all has to be beige or grey or, it's like pretty much monochromatic no matter what colour you choose. And I don't know whether that's because of, like, growing up with those tinfoil Christmas ornaments and the garish girdiness everywhere, or whether it's just simply a sign of the times, things change. And was it really us responsible for that? I mean, it was our parents that decorated the house, so it was our parents that wanted to go the full-on kaleidoscope of colours. And maybe in a desperate attempt not to become our parents, we've just gone the other way and decided, nope, everything needs to be plain and beige. I don't know which it is. And I mean, every generation surely just doesn't want to become their parents, right? I'm pretty sure that's a normal thing. It's not just me not wanting to become my mother. it's a generational thing of each generation doesn't want to be like their parents were. They want to do better. They want to be more successful. And so they should. I want nothing more for my kids than for them to be way more successful than me and their dad ever was, you know? I think that every generation wants that. But yeah, I think maybe in a desperate bid not to become the 90s parents that our parents were, we have just gone full pelt in the other direction. I don't know. I do know as you get older, the eye changes and you can see less definition in colour or less colour range or something. So maybe it's got something to do with that. Now we're getting older, but then that doesn't explain why our parents got to our age and suddenly decided everything was going to be Technicolor. You know? I don't understand where fashion trends come from. I mean, they must come from somewhere, surely. I mean, back in the 90s, we didn't have all this internet stuff. It was literally just becoming a thing. So where did we get all this information from over what was going to be trendy and what wasn't? We don't have the internet to share these things. Yet everybody had exactly the same, like, decor, you know? That weird blue dolphin thing that was at everyone's house. The dancing toilet tea cosy. It was a tea cosy for your toilet rolls. Why they needed to be kept snug and warm, I don't know, but they did. So we had them. The pelmets. What were pelmets? Not pelmets. I like pelmets. I'm not going to start getting on pelmets because I want one of them. What are the things that used to go on the bed? A valance sheet. That was it. Because you couldn't show the bed legs or the gap underneath your bed. You had to have a valance. Actually, I must admit, I do quite like a valance and I might get them. Do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find everything that we had in the 90s and throw it into a house that's got painted walls that are going to be beige and taupe. So if you had anything in your house in the 90s that you know was a popular 90s thing, do let me know what it was, because I'm going to fill this house with 90s stuff just surrounded by beige and taupe walls. So I need pelmets, I need valances, I need one of those toilet roll tea cozies. What else do I need? I need one of them horrible blue dolphin ornament things. Oh God, they were tacky, weren't they? I really didn't like them. Oh, I know what else I need. Please tell me that either your family or like one of your family members or someone you knew had those. I think they're, I don't know what they are now. Wade. The horses, the big Shire horses that had like the brass attached and all that. They were so gorgeous. I loved them. My nan had a set and one was dragging like a little wagon behind it. I think the other one didn't have a wagon. It had just like reins and a saddle and that sort of thing. But they were so gorgeous and they so remind me of the 90s. I want some of them. So we're going to have to track some of them down. Now, I did have a load of Wade figurine dogs that came out of a Christmas cracker one year. Now, Christmas crackers have gone really, really awful, have they not? All you ever get is tat in them. But my mum got one year these Christmas crackers that had Wade figurines in. And they were little tiny Wade doggies. Oh, they were my pride and joy. Oh, I loved them. I don't know what happened to them as I grew up, but getting some of them. And I might just fill the house with 90s toys. I mean, Dell likes collecting toys. So what would be better than him collecting toys from his childhood, which is the 70s, and me sort of crashing into him with the 90s in a house that's coloured modern monochromatic. It's going to be a kaleidoscope of us, which is very 90s. Instead of kaleidoscope of colours, it's just going to be a kaleidoscope of human beings. I love that. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to decorate the walls a lovely taupe and cream colour. I'm going to fill it full of 90s furniture and, a little bit of a seaside theme. Oh my goodness, my brain just hit upon the best idea and the worst idea I think it's ever had in literally the same time frame. Inflatable sofas. We had one when me and Del first moved in, I say moved in together, we were homeless. When we first got our first homeless shelter accommodation, we didn't have, all we literally had, it was one room with like a little ensuite toilet. That was it, was like a hotel room. in like the sheltered accommodation. And we didn't have any sofas. And when people came over, they used to just have to sit on the bed with us, which was really uncomfortable. We didn't have any money, so we brought an inflatable armchair and a little inflatable sofa so that when people came over, they had somewhere to sit. Or what normally happened was they would sit on the bed because it was way more comfortable. We would sit on the inflatable sofa, and that was the way it worked. But oh my goodness, do you think they do inflatable sofas that are decent enough that actually you could have them as living room furniture? I mean, would that not just be so cool? I would love that. No, I wouldn't love that. Can you imagine the dog and the cat on that? Come down in the morning. What happened? Oh, the cat was doing paddy paws on the sofa again and it popped. You know? No, that's not practical. But then throws were all the rage in the 90s, weren't they? I'm not sure what sort of throws were all the rage in the 90s, but I'll find out. I'll work it out. Yeah. So do, please, honestly, let me know in the comment section. I don't care whether you're UK, United States, anywhere else in the world. If you were around in the 90s and you remember some form of decor that was like all the rage, everybody had it. It wasn't just a your family thing. It has to have been like a big 90s thing. Let me know, and I'm going to consider putting it in our 90s theme taupe and beige home. with a seaside kick, because it has to have that seaside kick. I really wanted everything sort of taupe and beige, sandy coloured with a seasidey theme running through it, because seaside, But now I'm thinking, no, we're going to keep the seaside kick there, because I do love the seaside. I love my seagulls. I still have my seagull ringtone, although it's about to change to the Coca-Cola advert ringtone, I must admit, so that will be happening. Maybe I can change it to my text alert. Texts aren't as important as a phone call. So maybe I'll have my ringtone as the Coca-Cola advert one for Christmas. And my text alert, the seagulls cawing and squawking. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I like that idea. Right, that's what I'm going to do. See, again, there you go. It's a little bit of 90s, sort of slapped together with a little bit of sand and seaside modern vibe. See? I can be eclectic. My food tastes are not eclectic. My music tastes are 100% eclectic. And apparently my home decor style is going to be eclectic too. The only place that's not going to be on theme will be the kids' bedrooms, obviously, because they're going to want their own kind of theme. Although both Alyssa and Craig have gone for a very, very similar colour scheme in their rooms. They've both gone for sort of green and cream, although Alyssa's green and white. What was that just floated in front of the camera? Hang on, let me replay that for you. Okay, so there you go, coming just past my head, down and back up again. That was weird, but then something follows it up from the left and goes up towards my head as well. There's two somethings flying exactly the same speed and exactly the same time. Now, I know there's dust particles whizzing about all over the place, but they're all sort of, I don't know, tiny little things sort of flying together in sort of much the same direction. Some are going up, some are going down, but they're sort of following like the same direction air current, whether they're going up or down. They're all going up in the same way and down in the same way. That one sort of made a weird U shape, and then the other one came out of the wall and came up towards my head. That was freaky. Like I say, I know I'm kicking up a lot of dust because I'm going through a lot of stuff that probably hasn't been moved in quite a while. But that was weird. And we have had a lot of problems with Alyssa's room in the past. Like, she used to get really scared. She'd wake up every morning at like 3 o'clock and be freaked out. Someone was in a room with her. We did go and see a psychic, and we never mentioned, like, literally, we don't know the psychic. We never mentioned anything to her, nothing. And she was saying about something being in Alyssa's room and that it's not harmful, but there was definitely something there. That you saw shoot down the wall, that was just where I moved her mirror. It was just a trick of the light. But that was freaky. I don't know what that was. Like, if you've seen videos before, you'll know, though, that this house is full of weird, freaky things. You never really notice them straight away. It's always something that comes a little bit later than you're suddenly like, oh, that was a bit bizarre. I wonder what that was, So, yeah, goodness knows what that could have been. Could have been anything or anyone, who knows. Depends on what you believe, really. I mean, if you believe it was just a dust particle or a bug, well, then you believe it was a dust particle or a bug. Should you believe it was an orb and the apparition of a past person, then that's what you believe. I'm not here to make anyone believe anything, question their faiths, or believe anything different to what they want to believe. Me personally, I think there's a little bit sus in some of these dust particles floating around. I think a lot of them are just dust particles, and I think a lot of the orbs you see are indeed just dust particles. But some of them like that act a bit weird. I don't know. For me, there's something about that. I don't know. Is it like Dell thinks, it's just a recording of past events playing out, etched into time maybe? Or is it actually conscious spirits of past people? I don't know. I do believe that the soul goes somewhere when it leaves our persons. I believe we are like cars, The car doesn't stop existing just because the driver gets out of it. And our bodies are the car, and inside us are drivers, are souls that drive our bodies around. And then when this body becomes no good anymore and it fails its MOT or whatever, it goes kaput and it goes to the scrapyard, then the driver gets out of that vehicle and finds a new vehicle to drive. Now, is that new vehicle another human being, or is it an animal, or does it move on to the stellar cosmos? That much I don't know, and it's going to be a mystery until the day I find out for myself. But either way, that is 100% what I believe. There is a soul inside of us that is just simply driving this vehicle until this vehicle is no longer drivable. And then it moves on and finds something else. I kind of want to know what that thing is, because I don't like the unknown, and knowing would make me feel a lot better about what's coming. But then I also kind of think that not knowing is the best part about life, I think if we knew what was coming afterwards, then we wouldn't have hope and faith, or we'd have, because we'd know what was coming. So there would be no faith, and there would be no hoping and like wishing and thinking, and because you'd know what was coming. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for a good old mystery. Now, this is something else I could keep on top of on the daily, realistically. Alyssa's collection of stuff. Now, she's like me when I was her age. It's this thing of once something's open, it's not clean, not pure. They're not right words for it. I know the feeling. As soon as something's opened, it's not new, and it's ruined. That's probably the best thing for it. It's ruined now, and you'll have your fill of what's in that packet or what's in that bottle or whatever, and then that's it. You can't open it again because it's already been opened. It could be spoiled, or, a lot of the time it is spoiled, because you've opened it, and as soon as you open it, that new wow's gone and it's spoiled. And it stems a lot from me, this behaviour. I know it does. I don't know how I taught it to. I thought I was over it by the time I had Alyssa. So how she's picked up on it, I don't know. Do genes hold on to memories? Like, is trauma actually genetically, on a genetic level? Does it remember? Because I used to be like this when I was a kid. Like, if I held a sandwich and went to eat something, sometimes I couldn't eat the corner of the sandwich where I was holding it. I had to throw that bit away. Other times, not a problem. I could chow down the whole thing and not give a care in the world. If I opened a packet of something and moved away from that packet of something, then I couldn't risk eating the rest of it. Could someone have done something to it? That sort of thing. Now, my family have never done that, and we've never done it to anyone else. But it was a concern, a contamination risk. I know being out at nightclubs and things like that is pretty savvy. You don't leave your drink unattended. You keep hold of it and you keep watch of it. But I don't know. It's the same. It frightens me when people offer to make me drinks when I'm out, if I can't supervise them, unless I know them. And I don't know. I thought I was over it before I had her. Clearly I wasn't. And like I say, is trauma generational? Is it in the genes? Did she pick up on it simply because she shares some of my DNA? I mean, one good thing is I kind of have gotten over it. I am at the point now where other people can make me a drink, thankfully, and I don't worry that they've done something to it that they shouldn't have done to it. I have a healthy understanding of risk of leaving things unattended. So there is hope for her. She will get over it, but for now she's still in the phase where once something's opened and she's moved away from it, it's now scary to go back to. Sometimes she'll go back to it, but yeah, a lot of the time she's just like, no, I can't re-eat that, I can't re-drink that or whatever. A lot of the times what she'll do is she'll just sort of come downstairs and be like, would you like to finish X, Y, Z, whatever it is. So it doesn't often go to waste. But if she's having a bit of a bad time or whatever, there's another thing that just whizzed past, I'll repeat that in a sec, then sometimes it can get bad like you've just seen. She'll sort of hoard it on by her bedside there. So yeah, I mean she's very much like me. When I get depressed, you'll notice in the video cleans, when I get depressed or sad or whatever, suddenly beside the bed will be this mountain of food wrappers and stuff where I've just binged and left all these wrappers and things. So she's a little version of me, which is sad in some ways and really nice in other ways, because if she's a little version of me growing up with the same sort of brain as me, then I know the work she's got to go through to get there. And she's doing the work. She's doing it like I'm doing it now. So she's going to have more success because she's doing it while she's younger. Whereas I had to wait until I was 40 odd to start doing my healing and my work. So she can learn and we're helping her and that sort of thing. But I'm glad she's doing it when she's younger because that means she gets a chance to fix it all. So here's that fast moving thing. It comes from nowhere. There you go. Really quick, that one. Come from nowhere and just whoosh. I had to slow that down and repeat it 3 times so you could see it. It went past that quick. Now tell me that's a spot of dust. I mean, if the wind was moving that quickly in this room, that speck of dust could have moved that quickly, I'd have felt that wind. Surely to goodness. There's no way a speck of dust could have moved that quickly. I'm sorry. Now, could it have been a fly? Possibly, but even then, mate, that was moving at a lick. I had to slow it down. I don't even know how many times I slowed that down, but I had to slow it down and repeat it 3 times just so you had half a chance of seeing it. It was ridiculously quick and bright as well. So I don't know. And also, how do you explain it coming from nowhere? I mean, the rest of the dust was lighting up in the area it came from, so surely if it was dust or a bug, it would have reflected the light where the rest of the dust was reflecting the light. I don't know. You'll notice there's no dust in my hallway though. Ha ha, shiny, shiny hallway. I love this hallway. It is my pride and joy. We do have to get some polyfiller though, or some sort of filler, where the Halloween decorations have just caused a little bit of damage to the walls. It's not even noticeable. Like, you can't see it from here. And it's only really noticeable because I know it's there. If you don't know it's there, you don't see it. But at the end of the day, it's my pride and joy. I want to keep it looking gorgeous, looking special and all that. So we're going to get some No More Nails and some paint and just retouch it up. I'm going to rehang that blind because it's not straight and it does my head in that it's hanging slightly. It's not hanging wonky, it's hanging straight. The window is wonky, but because the window's wonky, it looks like the blind's wonky and I hate it. So I'm going to put the blind on wonky so it hangs straight. Yeah, put it on wonky so it hangs straight. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying. I'm also eventually going to be replacing the horrible electrical box at the bottom of the stairs. That needs to be way thinner than what it is. And it also needs to be lifted up just a little bit because where it is right now just irritates me. I hate it. Also, for some stupid reason, the pipes have been blocked in. Now, I didn't realise at the time. Well, I did realise at the time, but you know where your brain notices something but it doesn't notice it's noticing? The pipes have been blocked in, so if they were to burst or whatever, we'd have to take the entire unit down to deal with the burst pipes, which just seems stupid. I love that there's a little shelf there. That is a fantastic idea. But it needs to kind of be hooked on some way rather than attached to the entire cupboard. Because, like I say, if we need emergency access to them pipes, we's going to need emergency access to them pipes. PDQ. and we can't get PDQ access if it's attached to a great big hulking unit that we can't get off the wall. So yeah, we are going to have to rejig that. Thankfully though, because of where it is, and because it's got that wood in front of it now, it's a minimal risk of the pipes bursting due to like ice and cold and whatever. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it is something we're going to sort out as soon as we can in the new year, and then we get the flipping thing painted so it blends in. And it won't be such an ugly, hideous eyesore. I can't believe I paid 150 quid for it. And then the rip-off merchant wanted even more too. No, I think not. You agreed to what you agreed to. You're going to get that and you ain't getting a penny more, mate. So, yeah, I'm annoyed. But you know what? We move on, and I think there's going to be a lot of things in 2026 that I say goodbye to from 2025. And holding a grudge against this ugly, hideous box and the person that did it is going to be one of those things that's going to go bye. What I'm thinking on doing is sitting down, writing down a lot of things I want to say goodbye to, and then I'm just going to let them all go up in smoke to the heavens, and I'm just going to release them. And hopefully they won't bug me anymore. Of course, I do suspect that some of the problems are going to drag themselves from 2025 to 2026 and cause me grief. But, you know, I hope they don't, and I'm going to do my best to make sure they don't. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the last part of this video or it's going to be around about the middle of this video, because at this point it's very late in the evening and I just want to have my dinner and finish up and start going to bed. It's about 5 o'clock now. And I had my dinner at 5, so I can chill out for 6. But, you know, I'm still cleaning at the moment while Dell's cooking tea. So I'm going to do the rest of the cleaning tomorrow. Like I say, I just don't know whether it's going to get attached to this video or not. So, this could be the last of me for this video, or it could just be a halfway through for me. You don't know. The bathroom is getting a rather good scrub down. Now, I'm not going to go into a deep clean and do all the tiles because A, the tiles irritate the heck out of me because I did all the tiling in here pretty much on my own. Dell cut a few tiles for me. I have never tiled once before in my life, and the walls are about as straight as a banana. So trying to get them all to lay flat and flush and look beautiful was just not going to happen. They're all over the place. The grouting's different sizes because I decided you didn't need to use those stupid little plastic crosses to make sure, like the spacers, to make sure they were all neat and clean. Oh, no, I just did it by eye. And of course they all moved and they're just hideous. So now the grouting's all weird and it just looks horrible and I can't bother to clean the tiles. It does my nut in. I hate it. I can't wait for the new year when they come and refit this bathroom, and then I can get new tiles and sort it all out, and then I can deep clean the bathroom and have it shiny, and I can be happy, and I can have new lino down, and I can actually seal it because we never ever seal it, and then the water gets underneath and it goes mouldy and it drives me mad. We did get the new sealant put around the bathroom though, so at least that looks less ugly. I mean, that is something, I suppose, and there's no more smell of damp and mould coming up from the side of the bath, which is also good. But, you know, it is what it is. Until the new year, there's nothing you can do about it. Just make do, keep smiling. At the end of the day, you are one of the luckiest people in the world, Raquel. You had a roof over your head during that wretched, horrible storm we had the other day. Although I must admit, laying in bed, listening to that whistle away was absolutely amazing. I love listening to a good storm. But I was lucky to be inside, safe and warm, with my loved ones around me, and being able to listen to it knowing I was safe. If I'd been out there in it, it probably wouldn't have been such a pleasant thing to listen to be fair, now would it? So I am lucky. And I'm lucky that I've got such amazing followers and viewers. And I am very, very lucky. I'm lucky I've got my shower. I love that shower. So good. And I'm lucky I've got family and friends that love me so much. Well, I haven't really got friends that love me so much, to be fair. Although I do count some of you lovely people as my friends. I mean, you're always there. You're always on a live if I'm on. You're always commenting and leaving such wonderful, wonderful comments. So yeah, I do count some of you beautiful people as friends too. I feel like, honestly, some of you I know really, really well. And there are a few of you that have commented like it's like having a good chat with an old friend. And I really like that. I love that you can come here and you can feel something familiar and we can all be part of this amazing community together, you know? I love it. And that's kind of another thing I wanted for this channel. Somewhere where we could all come and be pretty much honest. I mean, there's oversharing and there's honesty, you know? I kind of wanted it to be an honest place. And I'd like to get back to that. I think there have become some aspects of the channel that, without meaning to, I've encouraged. I thought I was trying to do good things, and I'm starting to realise that perhaps I was taking things in slightly the wrong direction for where I wanted them to go. So, I don't know. We all try these things, don't we? We all think, oh, that's going to be a really good idea. And then you try something and then you think, no, that's not quite... That's not quite what I intended. That's not going to work the way I wanted. Or, geez, no, that was a bad idea, wasn't it? So, yeah, there are some things that, you know, through 2025 I've done, and I've realised actually they're not quite the direction I want to go in, and they're not quite the person I want to be. So those will be changing slowly but surely. I will be making the transition into either not doing those or editing how those things are done in the future. And yeah, I don't know. I think it all happens for a reason. We grow, we learn, we adapt, we change. It's all one of the joys of life, really, isn't it? It's the tapestry that makes everything fun and interesting. Something I don't do often on these videos, but you're going to get seen today, is cleaning the floor. I hate mopping the floor. As soon as you mop the floor, someone is down there, needs to use the facilities or the kitchen or whatever. So I'm going to give it a good scrub with the antibacterial spray stuff. I am trying to use up all the cleaning chemicals in my cupboard because I've got way too many. So I'm just going to use this one because it was out, and why not? And I like the smell of it, and give the floor a good buffing. So the whole bathroom now smells of whatever that one is. I do love that Cif spray stuff. It is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to use that in here. Now, I think actually what I'm going to do is I am going to leave... Oh, I don't know. No, let's carry on, shall we? I think I'm going to get up nice and early, and I'm going to get the rest of this video finished for you. So you're going to get it all as one Friday full house clean. Okay, so obviously this is the next day. Quick kisses with Nova. Oh, she's a good girl. She's learned to do kisses now. She's such a sweet girl. Anyway... I honestly now am regretting my decision to ever start this deep clean. One of the things, I don't know if it's me specifically, if it's ADHD, if it's just one of those things we all experience, I don't know. And I don't particularly mind which it is. But I find I get this mad rush of energy to do exactly what I want to do, get everything exactly how I want it. Then about halfway through that project, my body goes, ha, only kidding. You only had enough energy to do half of that. I don't know why I tricked you into thinking you could do the whole thing. Well, I know why it tricked me into thinking I could do the whole thing. Because clearly my brain believes that I am capable of a lot more than my body is actually capable of achieving. I am working quite hard actually though on getting sort of mind and body to align with each other. It's taking its time because I have spent many years allowing mind and body not to be aligned with each other. And yeah, I say allowing because, all right, I don't think I had much of a choice in the matter, but clearly I had a choice in the matter. I could have done the work I'm doing now earlier and had mind and body aligned at a younger age. But I didn't really know the work I had to do, but the work was there, it was available for me to find, and I didn't find it because I wasn't looking, and that was a choice. So now I've found the work I need to do, I'm working on getting mind and body aligned. Now, I know you're all going to be asking me, well, what work are you doing? What work are you doing? I am working on putting that video up. I know I keep saying these things, but it's literally, I've written the script for it because I've tried filming it so many times, like as a natural flowing kind of video, and it just won't flow. So I've written myself a little script for it. It's going to be quite a long video, but I will summarize at the end, like everything I'm doing, the day-to-day kind of stuff that I'm doing, and then you can sort of translate that into your own lives if you want to, that sort of thing. So it is coming. I just need to finish off that script and then find a quiet minute when I can actually get it filmed. I don't often get a quiet minute. Like, I get up at about 6 o'clock in the morning to do these voiceovers because it's the only time in the morning that the house is, well, it's the only time all day the house is quiet enough to do them, unless I shut myself in the bedroom. But even then, I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the minute I start doing the voiceovers, someone will get up and I run out of time to actually do it, because I like to do these voiceovers in the quiet. If someone's wandering around coughing in the background or banging cupboard doors or chattering away or, playing with the dog or the cat, it kind of causes a bit of a disturbance on the video for me, and I don't like that. While, yes, I want to keep these videos as natural as possible, I don't know. There's something about having just a good voiceover that's not got background sounds in it too much that I like, and so I get up early to do these videos. But yeah, it's finding a quiet moment where I can film the other video. Now, this video will be going up on the members only section first, and it will be going up on members only for quite a while, probably till about mid-December, maybe like mid to late December, and then it will come onto the main page, but it's going to be going up members only first. So if you want to see it, the members only will be getting it early, like proper early. It's quite a good video. It's quite insightful, I think. It's one of those videos that it tells you things you kind of know, but also gives you like the aha moment of, oh, that's how you put that together. It's one of those things I've kind of been doing on and off all my life, but never really put in the right sequence. It also has a little bit where I'm going to do a separate video for it that will be literally the mantras I use, the speeches I use, just to help keep my brain refreshed on things. And they really work. And again, I explain in the video how they work and why they work and all that jazz. So yeah, if you want to see those videos, I'm thinking the actual mantra might just go members only and not come live. Although I really want everybody to have access to this. I never wanted to be one of these people that was like, if you want to see that information, just go members only. You'd have to become a member and have a financial aspect to get the information. I don't want to do that sort of thing. But I do think, like I keep saying, the members should have some perks. Obviously, those perks are going to be early releases, but I don't really want to have stuff that's members only. It's hard. I'd like to have it because, like I say, members should have more perks, but I don't want to gatekeep information. I did think yesterday on the live, the members only live I do on Thursdays at now 6 o'clock, not 5 o'clock, that maybe I could do some cooking videos. I know you guys like the cooking videos, and then I could do those specifically for members. So it's nothing, there's no gatekeeping of information, that sort of thing. So I'm thinking I might try do that, maybe start that off in the new year, because obviously now the old financials are getting a little bit tight, are they not? We're coming up for Christmas and I've got presents to buy and bills to pay, and they keep going up and up and up and up. And yeah, it's getting a little bit scary. I'm pretty sure, I can't be going around buying all the ingredients for like cakes and goodness knows what else. Also, working out the calories in that is going to be really hard. At the moment, I am working on a calorie deficit, and I'm trying so hard to stick in that calorie deficit. Now, if I go making a cake, I don't know what calories are going to be in that cake because I can't work out per slice what calories are in it. So it's hard. But if I can get a recipe that tells me the calories, then maybe, yes, I can partake. But other than that, I don't know. It's just going to be too difficult, I think. So I can cook it, but I won't be eating it. Or I will just be having a taste. I have to be very strict with myself and not allow leniency at the moment. I'm not ready for leniency in my diet journey. What I am ready for, though, and I am itchingly ready for it, is to get the decorations done on this place, like the redecks done, the overhauls. I can't wait for that. That is going to be in the new year. Now is not the time to start that project. This close to Christmas? Not the time for it. I'm telling you for now. But yeah, I can't wait. This room is just, all the rooms are going to look so good. I'm really, really, really itching to get the living room done. Like, that room has been the bane of my existence since we moved into this house. It really has. It has never looked right. Those are the Dubai cockroaches. Nova knocked them off the side and tipped their water everywhere. Now everything in their enclosure has turned mouldy and manky, and I need to clean them out. But I hate the Dubai cockroaches. They freak me out, and I don't want to put my hand in there with them. But I do, and I get them cleaned. Don't worry. I spare you the necessity of watching me do that. I just clean it out off camera, but they needed cleaning. Anyway, the living room has been the bane of my existence since we moved in here. It's been about 100 different colours. It's absolutely insane. And it never looks or feels right. But I think we're on to something at the minute. And I think once we get it painted the right colours and we get net curtains and things like that, it should be okay. It is taking a while to save for, though, because we're going to need new sofas, new underlay, new carpet, new wallpaper, new paint, new picture frames. I think that's about it. Oh, no, new doors for the cabinet. There's a lot we're going to need. And that obviously all costs money. Now, I'm getting close to the amount I need to do this room. I think we wanted about £1,000 to do this room, because obviously with sofas and carpet, that's going to bump the bill up. If it was just a lick of paint and some paper, it would be a heck of a lot cheaper. But obviously, you're looking at about, I don't know, 500 quid for the sofas alone. That's a heck of a lot of money. A heck of a lot of money. And the carpet on top of that, So I'm close to it. I'm close to having the ability to do this room. And I am itching to get it done. But we'll get Christmas out of the way. It'll probably be a ways into the new year, because we've got Christmas, then a birthday, then another birthday, then 2 more birthdays. And then we're home free until we get round to sort of November again, which is good. Well, October, actually. October's the first birthday. And it's October the 2nd. October the 2nd. I'm going to get a big wall calendar. That's what I'm going to get for the new year. And I'm going to mark that date, because I swear every year that date slips out of my mind and it goes to October 5th. I don't quite understand why. I don't get it, but it does. Anyway, that's a me problem to deal with. It's not something I need to burden you people with, the fact that I have no head for dates. Now, I have to get some more storage boxes for this place. So that's another expense I need to look into. I was going to declutter the living room as well, but obviously that's only going to go so far. And also by this point, I was literally questioning my existence. Like, why did I begin this project? What a nightmare. So I didn't declutter the living room, nor did I declutter the kitchen. Those are going to have to come in a separate video when I've stopped for a couple of days and regrouped, because, oh, good grief, I overdid it myself. I did make a list, though, of the stuff that I needed for the living room and the kitchen. We do need so many more boxes for storage of stuff. We need like an electrical bits box for all those cables that you don't use every day, but you do use and you need. I desperately want one of those battery storage boxy things, so you can pop the actual batteries in like each slot. I really want one of them. At the moment, we've just got a box with random batteries all just sort of thrown in together. And then you have to route through, and so annoying. I kind of want rechargeable batteries, because then obviously you're not having to dispose of batteries and take them to one of those little battery disposable places, because you can't just sling them in the bin. You have to put them in like proper disposable things. And then that's annoying. So if you get the rechargeable ones, you can just plug them in. However, having rechargeable anything is so annoying because eventually they don't take a full charge. They don't last as long. And you're constantly putting them on charge. And then someone's always shouting, have we got any batteries? Because no one has bothered to charge them. Because instead of going, oh, this one's, run out of juice, I'll put it in the charger. They'll just pop it back in the little box thing and you'll go to it and be like, ugh, that doesn't have any power in it, right? I'm going to have to charge them all. And then you have to spend about 8 hours charging all these batteries. It's just way easier to have a little pot for batteries that have no juice left in them and have like new live batteries in the little box. Just so much easier. And at the end of the day, I'd rather that convenience than recharging. So I think that's going to be the way we go. I'm just going to keep buying new batteries and keep restocking it and hope that everybody actually puts their batteries in the little box for disposal rather than just pops them back in the container with the rest of the batteries, because I'm going to get really annoyed if that happens. No, I'm not. I know it's already going to happen. I can already see it in my mind's eye. I know exactly what's coming. Now, this little unit here has actually doubled as shoe storage, as you can see. These are the shoes we don't use that often. Now, I don't want the shoes back upstairs again. I think if I put shoes upstairs, the temptation will be to wake up in the morning and, put your shoes on as well as everything else. Then obviously you're going to be wearing up shoes upstairs, and that's going to just lead to people walking in and going straight upstairs in the shoes, and I don't want that. So shoes are going to be stored down here. All shoes are going to be stored down here. Now, for now, this is the only place I've got to store them. So I need a bigger place to store the spare shoes. I could store them in the cupboard under the stairs, but there's a gigantic chest freezer under there, which means there's no room to store them under there. I'm thinking what I might do is where the kitchen door is, I'm going to get one of those folding doors for the kitchen. And where the kitchen door actually folds out into, I'm going to put shoe storage there. And that's going to be the shoe storage for the shoes that we just don't use very often. So I can get this awful cabinet out of here. The thing with this cabinet though is I don't seem to be able to part with it. I hate it. It's ugly. And you can't really see anything you put in there. But every time we go to throw it out, I'm like, no, keep that. We could upcycle it. Upcycle it to what? It's hideous. No one wants this thing. But, maybe during the renovations of the house, I'll actually see if it fits anywhere and we can upcycle it. If not, we'll sell it on or give it away, whatever. No, I've not gone mad here. Yes, this is still sped up. I am trying to get Hoover lines in my carpet. And I worked out if I go stupendously slow, I can get pretty Hoover lines. And it gets all the dog hair up. Now, this is a shark pet. It is for pet hair. See that line? Oh, look at it, the line. So it is designed to get pet hair out of your carpets. However, Woody's hair seems to be embedded in the carpet. I don't quite know how he manages it every day, but he does. It literally embeds in the carpet. So to get it all out, you have to go real slow passes on the carpet. And that's what I'm doing here, getting every last hair up. And it worked. Trouble is, I haven't got 3 weeks to hoover the entire house, so I tend not to do this very often. But here is the main walkway through the 2 doors from the stairs and the hallway and the bathroom through into the living room. So this is where everyone walks. So that carpet gets really trod down quite quick and the pile's gone really flat. So yeah, it's getting a new carpet soon anyway. And I'm going to get hopefully some like little carpet runners to go on the main walking areas. So hopefully save some more wear and tear on the carpets there as well. Now, as you're going to see with this room, I am going to completely run out of energy. I am literally picking one thing up at a time. I cannot be bothered with this any more at all. I am freezing cold. I am super tired. 2 days I've been at this. And I just want to lay there and watch something or read something or just exist for just a little while. And in about an hour or so, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe a bit longer. It came over really grey outside. Really bad weather was heading in. This is after Storm Claudia's passed, or Claudia as people are saying it. We saw that cloud cover coming over and we were like, no, batten down the hatches. Clearly something else is coming through. It was bitterly cold and horrible. And like I say, by this point I had lost all motivation to even move, let alone clean. So yeah, I was pootling through this, like real slow waddling through. I was ready to be done. The house was smelling great though, and I'd made some good lists and some good progress. But this cupboard I'm cleaning now, that needs a good thorough clean out and organise. There's stuff in those drawers and cupboards that could go into like tote specific boxes. Like the middle drawer's got party decorations. There's just all sorts of junk stashed in there that just needs sorting out. Look, I'm wandering around, and at this point I don't think I even really know which way is up, to be fair. I'm going to put one of my little incense sticks on that Alyssa and Ben got me when we went to Great Yarmouth. Yeah, I still love that day. I still watch the videos back and relive the memories. Oh, I can't wait to go next year. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm going to go for the whole week. And we're going to have real good fun and we're going to spend big. And by then, I'll be my ideal weight and I'll be able to eat whatever I want. I mean, I could do that now, but I'll be able to eat whatever I want and not be like worrying about having to lose all the weight again because I'll be the correct weight and for my height. I am glad I gave these windows a clean though, just as a little side note. The muck on them, it builds up so quick. Now, there is a lot of muck on the outside. But I'm sorry, this time of year, I am not, I repeat, not going outside and cleaning my windows outside. I do not care enough. And even if I did care enough, it's probably going to rain about 3 minutes after I've cleaned them. And they're going to look horrendous again anyway. Little water spot marks all over them. So I will not be cleaning my outside windows. And yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Judge me as a heathen if you must. I am disgusting abomination on the planet. I am having filthy outside windows. Ugh, how dare I make cleaning content with filthy outside windows. I know, I'm just disgusting, but I don't care. I'm not doing it. And you know what? If you are out in the cold and the wet doing your windows, you've got way more determination than I've got. I genuinely don't care enough. At the end of the day, I think there is a massive difference. If you're cleaning your windows, go for it. I'd like to be that sort of person. In fact, in the summer, I am one of those people that I look at other people that, you know, are cleaning their windows outside and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that too. But I don't have the dedication, nor the time, nor the patience, nor the inkling. Well, no, I have the inkling. I just don't have the willpower to actually get out there and do it. So for now, I'm just going to clean the inside windows. And to be fair, at this point, I was even thinking, why am I bothering doing this? In about 30 seconds, I'm going to close these curtains to keep the warmth in. And I won't even see my hideous, ugly windows, but at least I'll know they're done. And honestly, that's what we've been doing. We've been keeping the curtains shut almost all day, every day, because it's the only way to keep the heat in. Now, someone on TikTok, I think Anna Russell, I think her name is, she does a lot of cleaning and advicey type TikToks. I did see her come up and she was saying about getting bubble wrap. Even if you've got double glazing, they can still be a bit drafty, and ours certainly is. I mean, it leaks like a sieve. If you sit where I sit, it's so confusing because you've got the heat from the radiator and then through that window just comes this awful draft. They're horrible windows. And she said get like some bubble wrap and then just stick bubble wrap across your windows to keep you warm inside. And I'm like, yeah, mate, we'll give that a go. Now, I don't know how the neighbours are going to view that. They'll probably be like, something's going on in that house that shouldn't be going on in that house. But then, you know, let them say stuff and we can be looked at and no, we're not doing anything we shouldn't be doing in the house. We've just got bubble wrap in the windows to keep us warm. So, yeah, I'll be doing that, I think. I don't know where I'm going to get enough bubble wrap, though, to cover all the windows because all of our windows are horrendous. They all leak like sieves. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm thinking every year, though, I think this. Every year I think I'm not going through another winter like that. But this year has been bizarrely bad. I don't know if it's because of the cost of living crisis or whether this winter has just been a lot colder than the other winters. But, like, I am going to bed at night and I'm sleeping in jumpers because it's that cold. Last night, I actually slept in, like, pyjamas and my dressing gown. I'm sleeping with socks on because it's that cold. I do not remember ever as a kid having to sleep in like jumpers or coats to stay warm. I don't remember my family or me as a kid ever sitting round in the house wearing a coat indoors to stay warm. I've never known this. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how some of the elderly are coping. I mean, I've got plenty of body fat to keep me warm, and I am freezing. Now, we could have the heating on, which at the beginning of this, we did have the heating on, like all day, every day, just sort of ticking over, keeping the house warm. £10 a day that was costing us. That's 70 quid a week. You think I've got 70 quid a week to spend on heating? I don't. That's a ridiculous amount of money just to stay warm. So yeah, if I can stay a little bit warmer wearing coats and blankets and goodness knows what else inside, then I'm going to. I'm just going to wear the extra layers. I refuse to spend that money on heating. That's insane. We are putting it back on at night now because it is getting ridiculously cold during the night time. And Alyssa and Del both had Raynaud's, so they're waking up, or at least Alyssa has been complaining about waking up and her feet being in extreme pain because obviously there's no blood flow to some of her toes anymore because it's getting that cold. So we do have the heating coming on overnight. So we're staying a little bit toastier during the night, which is something, I suppose. But yeah, during the day, get up, get moving. You don't want to, though. It's so cold. It zaps your energy. It's horrendous. Talking of energy zapping, though, this is as far as I get with this clean. So I am going to say cheery bye, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video.